What's up, everyone? This is Scott Welsh. Welcome to Beating the Market, the only YouTube channel in the entire world that talks about beating the market. I don't know if that's true, but I'm excited today because it is a holiday come early for me. We get to talk about a brand new indicator, and seriously, what is better than that? We're going to introduce the Stiffness Indicator, and no childish comments either. I'm embarrassed that you even thought that. All right, move on. Three things today. I love new indicators. I think that goes without saying. But when you say it goes without saying, you still say it, so it makes no sense. We're going to talk about the elements of the stiffness indicator, and we're going to talk about, well, does it work? Disclaimer, of course. You know what's interesting about this disclaimer is there's a space right there. Disclaimer. I need a disclaimer on the disclaimer. How nice. Don't risk money you can't afford to lose. These are all hypothetical. This is an indicator review. So again, everything's hypothetical. Don't do something silly. Don't risk money. All right, new stuff today. I've been researching trading now since 2004. So that's about 15 years, right? As I talk to you today. And I'm just telling you, I should be jaded. I should be, I don't know, bored by new indicators, and I'm absolutely not. A new indicator is still the most exciting thing in trading. I love it so much, and we get to talk about that today. I like to make my own, which isn't really true. I don't make indicators, but I like to take basic indicators and combine them in unique ways, perhaps. But this is something that has nothing to do with me. This was created by a smart person who had a smart idea and made something brand new. Okay, this has nothing to do with me. So like I said, it's like an indicator review or a possible good idea you may want to use for your trading. Let's get into it. This indicator was featured in the latest issue of Technical Analysis of Stocks and Commodities. I love that magazine. I am a subscriber. I'm not just a client, I'm the president. No, that's not true. I am a client, I'm not the president. But this is in the most recent article in November 2018. The man who created it was Marcos Katsanos. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And you can find it in that magazine. Go to your bookstore and pick up the magazine if you're not a subscriber, and go to page 48. On page 48, there is the free code for this indicator. So if you want it, just open up to page 48. It's for TradeStation, which I copied and put into my TradeStation. You'll see that in a bit. It has, I believe, eSignal, Metastock. I think it has it for many, many, many platforms. So you can get that for free. So if you like what you see, help Marcos out. I don't even know if you have to help him out. It's free, so he doesn't get paid anything. But honor Marcos and go get the indicator. All right, here are the details. This indicator is based on only trading when the trend becomes very strong. Well, that makes a whole lot of sense. Isn't that what we want to do? Identify the trend and go with it? It sounds good so far. But he wants it to be very strong. He doesn't just want to identify, that's kind of a trend. He wants it to be super strong. Well, obviously, how do we know what is strong? And what does that mean? Well, to Marcos, it means it's been above the 100 exponential moving average EMA for a long time. If price is above the moving average, then it's above presently, it's above what the average has shown, meaning it's doing better now than it has in the past. How are you today, Johnny? Well, I'm better than average, right? That's a good day, right? If you're better than average, that is a good day. But not only does this indicator worry about it better than a normal day, better than the average, it wants to be better than the average a lot. How you doing, Johnny? I've been doing better than average for a long time. Oh, Johnny's really got it going to get going on, doesn't he? Anyway, that's what he wants in this indicator. Furthermore, he doesn't want any down days. He wants a relentlessly optimistic instrument. He doesn't want any problems. He doesn't want any depression. He doesn't want any counseling. How's it going, Johnny? Pretty good. Well, how about yesterday, Johnny? No, it's pretty good. I wasn't down very much at all. Oh, great, Johnny. That's the point of this particular indicator. He wants it strong, and he wants no manic behavior. He wants it consistently strong. He wants us to deal with things that have shown they're persistently optimistic and persistently strong. Got it? So if price goes above the moving average, it stays there for a while. It doesn't come down and pierce the average, right? It's not manic. and it just keeps rolling. We get involved and we roll with it. What do you think? There's a reason why I'm talking about it today, right? Sounds pretty good. Now, this is important. This indicator was created for FANG stocks, which stands for, it's an acronym for Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, FAANG. Okay. This was designed to take advantage of hard charging, hard trending stocks. Understand that. Stocks behave very differently than other instruments. Stocks and Forex, for example, are hardly even related at all, right? The stuff that works in hard trending stocks probably almost likely not to work on Forex, for example. Futures and stocks, kind of, but there are some futures contracts that look nothing like stocks. The point of saying that is this is created for a specific thing. We're going to find out if maybe it works on other things, but we got to find out if it works first. Okay. In the newsletter, if you're on the free newsletter, which everyone on earth should be, I will talk about many other instruments in the newsletter. We email you, or I email you every other day, right? 3 times a week. But today we're going to talk about if it works on stocks, right? So you'll get that today and get on the free newsletter. Geez, free YouTube, free newsletter. Wow, this is a great deal. All right. Now we're only going long to review. We're only getting in when the trend is strong by his definition of being better than average and not piercing. And then we'll get out when Johnny gets depressed, right? When things, it's not persisting, it's coming down, it's piercing the average, it's not above it anymore. When it stops being persistently optimistic, we'll get out. Or if it's just like, man, this has been great for a long time, let's not push our luck, let's just get out. There is a timed exit, or there is a slow down, less optimistic exit. That's how it works if you read the article. All right, we're going to enter on a FANG stock, Amazon in specific, and the EMA is set to 100, no surprise. The length is 60. What does that mean? That means that he's going to look back 60 bars to see how is it trending. Is it above the average? Is it piercing the average? He looks back 60 bars. This is changeable. This is optimizable. The EMA, also changeable, also optimizable. That's not easy to say. These are changeable. You could tailor these to your specific instrument if you get the free indicator. Pretty cool. Now, he wants it to be persistently optimistic above the average. Well, what does that mean? Well, for him, he put a number on it, and there's a formula in the article if you want to look at it. The buy threshold is set to 90. So when it's 90% effective, meaning it's been above and it's not piercing and it's behaving very, very nicely as far as persistence goes, okay? When it gets down to 50, that means it's piercing, it's coming down, it's touching the average. It's not as bullish as it used to be. So you get in using the length of 60 when, man, 90% of the time it's good. Now, again, I'm paraphrasing. It doesn't mean 90% of the time. But, it's got a 90 out of 100 rating. It's very persistent. We're in. It's kind of mediocre. We're going to get out. Or we get out at 84 bars no matter what. Now, this is daily chart, so 84 days, trading days. Okay? Again, this is nothing I've done on my own. This is all from the article and standard default settings for this particular indicator. And here it is, Amazon in 2017. I don't think it's too small, but anyway, here is the EMA, almost said simple moving average, right? Set to 60, so it's looking back at this particular time, it's looking back to past 60 bars. Here is the stiffness indicator. It's all separate code. You get indicator for the code. You get it for the indicator for the code. You get the code for the indicator, and you get the code for the strategy separate. Very cool. All for free. Multiple platforms. Thank you. Technical stocks, whatever. Stiffness indicator here. Now, let's look back. Let's take a look at this chart. See, it's above. It's kind of clipped off the screen there, but it started to be above the average. It's come back down, had a little touch there. Then we had a big gap up on Amazon here, again, toward the end of 2017. And now adding this persistence with this incredible persistence. Look at this, far above the EMA, right? No piercing, nothing. You can see why as these positive days rolled up, here comes the indicator. And at this point, if it gets to 90 or greater, this is right at 90, then you enter at the open of the next bar. Close at 90, enter at the open of the next bar. It did that, open, it was a down day, and then wow, look at what Amazon did. By waiting for the trend to be persistently optimistic, we got a lot more optimism. I mean, check that out. Now, if you're thinking ahead, could we have maybe exited here or here? That's something that we can maybe tailor to our own needs. But sticking strictly to the rules, this was a run up. We had a big drop, didn't pierce the EMA, but you did see that it kind of caused it to level off. But then it shot up again, and you can see that it exited on the number of days long exit. If you can see that, number days LX, which is approximately 84, not approximately, it's 84 bars, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 84 bars, right? Pretty cool, and that's a winning trade that carried into, obviously, 2018, right? Pretty cool, successful trade. All right, well, that's one cool trade. How did it do overall? Well, the performance report for Amazon in 20 years, 2 months, and 4 days, trading $10,000 of stock each time, 10,000 hypothetical dollars, 28,590 with a max drawdown of only 76.86. But check this out, close to close, you only lost $1,000. That is awesome. Yes, we got into a trade, and because of we don't have a hard stop, we had some max drawdown there of 7,600. But from close to close, this is very little drawdown. Once you get through all that tough time, that's pretty easy. The percent profitable is 93.75. Now, only a small number of trades, right? In 20 years, it doesn't even trade once a year. Well, think about this. It's got to be above the 100, and it's got to be persistent for 60 days. So that's a whole chunk of our year taken up. And then when we do get in a trade, we might be in it for 84 more days. So that's another chunk of the year. And that doesn't count for the times where it's below the 100 and it doesn't even take a trade at all. So no, we don't get any statistical significance. But you can throw out, in my experience, just my opinion, you can throw out some statistical significance if you have a good idea that makes sense. If you are fine with this idea, we don't need a lot of trades, especially if you do no optimizing. If you don't optimize anything, you're not curve fitting anything. You're taking an idea and saying, and just putting it in the market randomly. There's no optimizing here. So again, it's up to you. But this might not mean anything to you if you understand the idea and don't want to optimize, okay? Nonetheless, it's a nice amount of profit, right? Here is a screenshot of the settings. If you download the free indicator, you see the MA length is 100, the length is 60, buy threshold 90, 50, exit after 84 bars, and this is for a different indicator. I'm not even sure what this is, the trend EMA length. I don't know what that means, right? Figure it out. Let's have a few comments, shall we? My thoughts when I read the article is that I thought it was too picky. I mean, it seems like we're waiting way too long. Surely the trend, I'm not tired of saying surely. I don't think I'm going to say that anymore. But the trend absolutely will have started way before we get involved, right? I mean, we're waiting for that 60 length. We're waiting for a lot of proof. By waiting for so much proof, we're missing the whole beginning part. Why don't we get in earlier? So I thought it was too picky, and I thought that getting in late like this would greatly diminish profits. But look at that performance report. I think I was wrong. I think it's safe to say that waiting for a persistent trend, there's no problems with that at all. Waiting for it to be extra stiff and extra strong, that's not a problem. And that really, really surprised me. And I was fascinated by that. And I'm going to continue to think about this, right? And he admits in the article, there are ways to make this better. He says, don't trade it like this. There are other things you could do. And suggestions from the author were filter the entry even further. Like wait for being even more picky, or use a PSAR indicator, a parabolic SAR. When the trend slows down, you get out much quicker, and then you wait for a new entry. or possibly you could even do a take profit or a stop loss. Like, why can't you do that? There are a lot of things to add to it, but the cool thing about this is we saw some profit just the way it is, right? So the bottom line is this: waiting for a strong trend, it might be a great idea, and it's something that's never really crossed my mind. I would never have waited for a trend to show itself to be this strong. It might be a good idea. And two, how many new indicators do you find that actually show profit, right? How many times are you disappointed? I know I'm disappointed all the time. I hear a webinar, I get an idea, I put on the chart and it's like, that doesn't work at all. Liar, right? This, I took the code, I did no optimizing, I put it on the chart and looked at the FANG stocks, and it was pretty good, right? Put it on some other things too, as you'll find out in the newsletter. Suspense, suspense. But this is great. I got the free code and put it on the chart, and it looks pretty decent, right? Again, we need to check other instruments. I'll do that, but it's made for stocks. But do not criticize this indicator if it doesn't work as well on other things. We'll see about that. And like I said, there are things you could add to it, make it even better. But wow, it looks pretty good as is. All right, that's all for this week. I hope you liked this. Let me know if you did. I will definitely take other people's indicators that are free and review them for you and let you know if they're good ideas. Absolutely go pick this one up, though. I think that would be worth your time. Join the email newsletter. Go to scottwelshstrategies.com and get on the list. Crying out loud, what are you waiting for? There's the contact information. That's all for this week. We'll be back again soon to talk about more good stuff. Bye for now.